Today, the Department of Health reporting 11,433 new coronavirus cases and 93 deaths. That marks the second highest single-day increase in cases and brings the total now to 244,151 cases since March. This also marks the highest number of tests turned in. Out of the more than 95,000 tests, just under 13% came back positive. That's lower than yesterday's 18%. Governor DeSantis said soon we can see changes to how our major test sites are run in order to speed up those return times. He also said that he expedited a shipment of remdesivir. That's an experimental drug we've told you about, used to treat COVID symptoms. More than 17,000 vials are expected to make it to Florida hospitals by tomorrow.